Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, Amazon shows off an exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom 2-pack. We get a handsy look at Flame Toys' Optimus Primal, and Takara gives us a look at their prototype masterpiece Skyfire. Today is Wednesday, May 19th, 2021, and this is episode 434 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that sees fighting with convention organizers online became very popular this week. So to Colin from TFCon, you're a stupid head. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Creator, producer, and star of Empire of Rust, editor Mike.
Wow, big whoop. You want to fight about it?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Yeah, let's go. Let's talk Transformers.
All right, as always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who give us money on Patreon and PayPal and help us keep the show going. Thank you so much for your support. It's what keeps keeps the lights on here, keeps the hosting fees getting paid, and, keeps the podcast free for everyone else. So we really appreciate it. And this week we are welcoming a new Donatreon. Thank you so much, Goji Prime. Welcome to the club. And I did see that Goji Prime has joined the Discord as well. So I hope we will see you online in the future. Welcome and enjoy those perks. Come listen to the show live when you get a chance.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It is Goji Prime. I am so happy. I was so happy to see Goji Prime. Welcome, Goji Prime. It is nice to have your money. And you can join us in the Discord. I don't know what Discord is, but they tell me it is a fun place to hang out. And you come in and they give you drinks, I assume, and you go into the back room where is all the women. Is what they tell me. I hope this is right? Is where the women are.
This is why Russian Yoshi has been banned from our Discord. He's violating some of our server rules right now.
This sounds like a really great place.
God. Oh, I am so sorry. What is in the back room then? It says, do not enter. Special place. What is in there then?
I've never been invited.
is where the girls are. This is what I is saying.
All the women on our Discord server have now left.
Oh. You guys are terrible at improvisation.
Yes, we are.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my God. Goji Prime, welcome. Welcome. We love it that you pay us to do this silly, silly thing. Now we will continue with the silly thing.
I wonder if Goji Prime is a fan of Godzilla. Because that's isn't Gojira? Isn't that Godzilla? The original name for Godzilla?
I thought he was fan of berries. Is not Goji Berry? Making of drinks? Goji berry drink?
No, I don't know. Maybe. Goji Prime, right in. Let Russian Yoshi know.
I
Russian
put
Yoshi,
your money on berries.
Go back to your box.
Charles, don't encourage this. No. Goji Prime, don't write in. Don't write into Russian Yoshi. Don't encourage this.
I have my own fan club. It's crazy. It's like 2-3 people. It's insane.
Yeah, they are insane. They are certifiable. All right. Well, thank you, Goji Prime, and thank you, Russian Yoshi, for making a rare appearance. You can go back to Siberia now. No problem.
I'm going to check out this back room now. Bye-bye.
All right. And, of course, we've got the next episode of Empire of Rust out this week. Actually, this is the bonus episode for all of our Donatrons. So Goji Prime, you now have access to this. This is the uncut version of Empire of Rust episode 50. Is high or low good for you? And this is out early because episode 50 will not be out in the main feed until next week. So everyone enjoy your access to that right now. And this is the extended uncut version with all the stuff left in that gets cut out of the regular episode. So it's a good long. It's like over 2 hours of interesting content. So and we're closing in on the on this season finale of Empire of Rust. So the stakes are raised, the battles are heating up. It's getting exciting. This is our one and only live play Transformers RPG podcast, run, of course, by Mike right here.
Well, of course, the one and only Transformers RPG podcast.
I just said that.
Episode 50. Oh, well, yeah, well, I just repeated it because it bears repeating. Yes, episode 50 was a great time. It was a long one. I make no apologies on that, but it was good stuff.
First up this week, we've got images of the Amazon exclusive Kingdom 2-pack, Mirage and Grimlock. So this is the Mirage that we've gotten a couple times already. This is in the G1 color scheme. It's not clear. It's not any kind of fancy dark, Decepticon color scheme or anything. It's just the straight up G1 color scheme. A little bit of different kind of, paint detailing, but if it's a G1 looking Mirage, and it looks good. So it's the same mold though that you've been able to buy since Siege. So if you've got one of those, this might be a double dip for you. On the other hand, though, the other figure, this Grimlock, this is not the Grimlock that you might be thinking of. This is the new Kingdom Dinobot mold with a new head, and we talked about this before with when we got some kind of rumors of it, and then we got I think we got some rudimentary sketches, I think. But this is the Dinobot mold with a new paint job and a new head. And this new head is to kind of mimic the head that the figure got when this was recolored. Originally, the Beast Wars Dinobot figure was recolored and given a Grimlock name, and this was back in the late 90s. So, yeah, they're teaming these guys up. The story is worlds are colliding when the Maximals and Predacons join to fight, come together with the Autobots and Decepticons, an epic battle that will alter their destiny forever. So they're going to get both of these guys in a pack. It doesn't seem like this is the only 2-pack we're going to see here. So eventually we'll probably see a few more of these. Be interesting to see what kind of other two pairings we come up with and what they see. But Mike, what do you think of these two guys here, the Grimlock mold and the new paint job on Mirage here?
I don't hate it. I really don't. I'm kind of tempted by that Mirage too. I think the last Mirages that we've gotten have been with all the the dirt and crap on the feet and everything, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
I think so.
So having a nice clean color scheme on Mirage and everything, that's kind of tempting. I don't particularly care that much about the Grimlock. I want to say I had that Grimlock, that Beast Wars Grimlock back in the day, but I certainly don't have them anymore. So I don't particularly care about the Grimlock, but that Mirage is nice, and it is kind of tempting just for that. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm still kind of on the fence about it, but I am kind of leaning a little bit more towards picking it up than not. Yeah,
cool.
It's a good Mirage. I like it.
All right. And Charles, back in your race days, you did drive an old 80s style Indy car, and it did seem to look a lot like Mirage here. Did you ever come across a giant dinosaur that transformed into a robot?
No,
I remember that.
Just little toy dinosaurs that turned into robots. But these are good. I mean, I find it weird that they're pairing Grimlock and Mirage here. Thematically, it seems to be kind of random. I do appreciate the Mirage. I think the Mirage. This is the first time we're getting like numbers on Mirage instead of this like the Cybertronian text that the Siege Mirage has. We've got numbers, so implying that this is his quote unquote Earth mode. So I guess that's nice for the people who are looking for a proper Mirage. The Grimlock, it's fine. It's a homage to a repaint, which, that's fine. We did see this Grimlock in the Beast Wars, the Beast Wars Gathering IDW series that was out this was 15 years ago. And Simon Furman wrote that, and of course Simon Furman will insert Grimlock whenever he can, so he inserted them into that Beast Wars series, and long in the 90s they did release this toy as Grimlock to capitalize on people's nostalgia for the original Dinobot Grimlock as a repaint of the Beast Wars Dinobot, which good synergy, I guess, but it's fine. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for this Grimlock, so it's not really something I'm interested in. But I hope people enjoy it. I do like this mold, though. I do like the Dinobot mold. The Kingdom Dinobot mold looks really nice.
Cool. Yeah. Personally, I think this is an easy skip for me. I'm not interested in the Dinobot mold, and this Grimlock is not a big draw for me either. The Mirage, I've said it before on the show that this Mirage mold is really not doing it for me. Sure, the color scheme is nice, and it's nice to not have the grime, like Mike said, but I really don't like looking at this figure from the back and seeing, another, essentially another chest or front end of his, car mode sitting there on the back of the vehicle mode. So it's just a little, I don't know, a little crummy of a vehicle mode there. So I'll wait for the next iteration of Mirage, because there will be one. But yeah, so yeah, like I said at the start, this sounds like it's going to be the start of a series of 2-packs that they're going to do. So I don't expect them to kind of, bring out a new figure in one of these 2-packs. So we're going to get, figures we've already seen before, in different paint schemes maybe. So maybe we'll see something like a recolor that they would have generally put into selects into something like this. So, I'm happy for the people that are interested in this. But it's an easy skip for me. But that's it. That's all I had this week. Mike, what do you got?
I have Charles's favorite kind of Transformers that don't transform.
Yes.
So I'm talking about two things today. The first is the in-hand images of Flame Toys 4i Action Optimus Primal figure. That's the non-transforming Optimus Primal figure. We saw the kind of development stages of this a while back, but now we're getting some nice, beautiful, clean images for this, and it's beautiful. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. It is super articulated, and it is really great looking. Charles, we all know you love giant apes, right?
Yeah. Planet of the Apes, favorite movie series of all time.
What do you think on this one, Charles? Is it a must-buy for you?
Probably not, but it is a good-looking figure. I mean, I appreciate the color scheme looks really nice. The accessories look good. I mean, he's got all those cannons and everything. He's got the multiple, like the beast mask face. It's a good looking figure. He's got the swords. It's very posable. Looks like he can do lots of different poses. Does that stand come with it too? So you can they can have him in flying poses too. But yeah, this is a nice looking figure. If it transformed, it would be perfect.
How about you, Daryl?
Well, I mean, it is stylized, and that's their MO, so it's okay, but it's one of those things where it's an okay figure, but it's the stylized aspect is really bugging me. So it's okay. It looks cool, but some of those like the shoulder swooshes and like the really big knee pieces, they're just too big. And he's a cool looking figure. I'll give him that. I'm not that big of a fan of Optimus Primal to really get into that. Yeah, so he's cool, but not that cool.
I gotcha. Yeah, I will agree. As a representation of Optimus Primal, it does lack a couple of things, like the shoulder pads in general on an Optimus Primal are more rounded. They still have the sculpted detail on where the fur would be, but on this figure, they feel a little bit more like Gundam kind of style shoulder pads, where they're kind of extended out a bit, which feels a little strange. The knee joints, like you said, have these kind of giant red things kind of popping out. And if it was for a transformation, I would completely agree with you. It just, they're big. No, I'm sorry. If they were there for transformation purposes, I'd say, okay, let's not worry about it. But considering that it is a non-transforming figure, there's just no need for them. The cannons on the arm, if you're really going for a bit more show accuracy, could probably come down in size a little bit. And because of the backs and the fronts of those cannons are bright red, they tend to stand out quite a bit. So they end up looking a lot more massive than I think the designers originally intended. But yeah, as a figure itself, like as a robot figure, it is really, really beautiful looking, and I really love it. But yeah, I can see your point there. As a representation of Primal, it's stylized, and if you don't mind the stylization of it, then yeah, this will be great for you. The second thing that I brought to the table to talk about today is a model kit. Now, most of the model kit news that's come out lately has been from Flame Toys and their pretty successful line of the IDW-inspired kits. But this kit is from a Chinese company called Trumpeter. I've never heard of them before, but we have a couple of kind of like in-progress images of their Bumblebee movie Blitzwing figure. So Blitzwing, Starscream, whatever you want it to be, you have this kit. And it looks honestly pretty amazing. It's a little tough to kind of compare it here because we're just seeing one image in a display case, and I'm not certain if that image or that model was painted or not. They're touting it as everything is already pre-painted. You don't need to paint anything, do anything like that. So I'm assuming that the image we see is just stock built, no paint or anything. And if that's the case, this looks really, really nice. Charles, you have a ton of model kits, don't you?
A ton of unassembled model kits, yes.
Well, let's be honest here, Charles. If it's going to take you forever to open up a figure just to play with it, it's going to take even longer to build the damn thing.
Fair enough. Feel attacked.
If it's too much work to open a package. You have any interest in this, or any of the? I'm assuming you've picked up some other model kits. Did you pick up the Bumblebee one that came out from this line?
No, I have the Flame Toys Bumblebee, like the one I guess the G1 inspired Bumblebee with the jetpack, and I have the IDW Megatron Autobot Megatron one. I'll put them together someday. I'm not, it's well known that the movie, the general movie aesthetic is not my favorite. I mean, Bumblebee movie is different from the Bay movies. It's a little bit closer to what I'm looking for, but I'm still probably not going to pick up this model kit. Even though it's Blitzwing, Starscream, little both. It looks good. I mean, I'd like to see a closer picture and really get a look at its detail and everything. But it does look like a really cool kit. But it's still, I'm still not too into the movie aesthetic, I guess.
Daryl, do you have any of these kits? Not just the trumpeter set here, or trumpeter sets, but the flame toy stuff. Do you buy any of those?
Yeah. I have 3 of them, and I've put together 2 of them. Yeah.
Oh man, you're well ahead of Charles over here.
Yeah, but Charles got me into it, so he's he can take his time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I do have a few. I have a few of these sets. I've done the Optimus Prime. I think it's the second one. Yeah, it's like the IDW Optimus Prime, and then an Autobot Megatron. I did so, and I have the Starscream that they released, which is super stylized. I have not done that one yet, so we'll get there. This is cool. It's neat. It's a really neat design. So whether it's called Blitzwing or Starscream, I could care less. But it's just a really cool looking figure. And I do wish it did transform. I know that there is one that is out there that transforms, and I do have that one in from the Studio Series line. This one does appear to be a little bit more kind of articulated because of its non-transforming abilities. But yeah, I don't know. I'd probably skip it since I do have the Studio Series figure. But I'm glad for people that are into the movie line that they have all this stuff that they can get. It's a nice to have that option.
Definitely. Yeah, I really do like the look of it, and the articulation looks to be pretty good considering that it is a model kit. It reminds me an awful lot of the kind of lower grade Gundam kits, and for those of you who actually build Gundam kits, I'm completely butchering the terms for it, but the cheapest grade Gundam kits. Because it doesn't look like there is a ton of parts on this. There's certainly a couple of sprues, but each one is fairly small. So it looks like this is a fairly simple kit to put together, which is kind of nice. Looks like we got a couple of different hand options as well, because some of the artwork on it has him doing like the superhero landing pose with like one fist closed and then the other hand is opened up. So that's kind of nice having those options. That's cool. Yeah. I probably won't be picking it up, even though I actually do like making these kits, just because of it's a Japanese exclusive and it's not going to be that easy to get a hold of. And even if we can find it, it's likely going to be a little bit pricier than I really want to spend on it. Unfortunately, that's kind of the trend for the especially for a Gundam kits. It's just the price gets a little bit out of range, even on the lower end stuff there too. But if I can pick it up at a con or a discount or something like that, then yeah, I have no problem. I love putting these things together. I haven't been able to find any of these kits here in the States at all. I've checked Hobby Lobby, I've checked Michael's, and they've just never been in stock when I'm there. So I suspect that this is not going to be any different.
Barnes and Noble is where I've been finding the kits, at least the Flame Toys ones.
Oh, I'll have to take a look at that. I was actually in a Barnes and Noble the other day, and I didn't bother to look for any model kits there. I was looking for games.
Yeah, since books have become all electronic, the Barnes and Noble has to figure out other stuff to sell.
Yeah. It's so sad. I haven't bought a book from Barnes & Noble in years. Board games, not books. All right. Well, that's what I brought to the table this week. Charles, what about you? What tale are you going to tell us? What yarn are you going to spin?
Well, it's time for a return of the Masterpiece figures. So we've got some teases of upcoming Masterpiece figures. We discussed, I guess it was first announced way back in 2019 about the upcoming Trainbot Masterpiece Combiner. So this is Raiden. The Takara Tomy is doing this Masterpiece Raiden figure. That's going to be the 6 Trainbots that can combine. And we finally got a sketch of one of the figures. So it is still coming. It's not too detailed, but I mean, you can see it is a train bot, and I guess this one is Shoki. And so we're going to keep our eye out for more information on these train bots. I think this will be the first Masterpiece Combiner figure, so we're curious how it's going to turn out, but not really a whole lot to talk about. It's just, one image. But the other Masterpiece information we got is a picture of a Skyfire prototype, and they did put it right next to an MP10 Masterpiece Optimus Prime for scale, so you can see how big the Skyfire is, which makes me think this is going to be a very expensive figure, since Masterpiece figures have really shot up in price in the last few years. But Masterpiece Skyfire. I wonder we just got a Siege Jetfire just last year or a couple of years ago, and that figure was very well liked and praised, and it wasn't Masterpiece level, but I'm curious if they'll take some of that engineering and apply it here. But it looks good. I mean, this is one prototype picture. These pictures are coming from the Generations book that's produced in Japan every year. So this is the 2021 Generations book, showing some upcoming Transformers designs. But this makes me interested and curious to see how it's going to look going forward. But Daryl, I know you're kind of a big Skyfire / Jetfire fan. What do you think of this image here?
You're right. I am. I do enjoy myself some fire in the sky. It's I'm looking at this and I can't help but compare it to the Fans Toys figure that came out a number of years ago now, and I do have the re-release of that, or the X version, whatever the one is with the darker chromey paint on it.
Is that Phoenix?
But yeah, so I can't help but look at that and then look at the Phoenix figure, and I know, because we've been doing this for so long, I know that people are going to buy this Masterpiece up like crazy, and they're going to start ditching their Fans Toys Phoenix figures, because this is first party and they're third party, and it doesn't make sense to me. I'm looking at this and thinking, yeah, it's going to be official, it's Masterpiece, but damn it, if the Fans Toys one still doesn't look better, and yes, we haven't seen, this is a prototype, all the stuff that I still have to remember. Yes, it's prototype, it's, non-colored, we haven't seen it in jet mode yet, it's probably not, put together 100% properly because it is a prototype kind of thing. So there's all of those things that I have to keep going over in my head, but I still look at it and think the Phoenix figure is still better than this one in my eyes. And I don't know, I'm looking, I'd like to say I want to pick this up because I just like Skyfire so much, but I know it's going to be expensive. Like, this has got to be into the Masterpiece 44 Optimus Prime price range of like crazy $400 some odd money, right? So I don't know. I'm torn right now. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I imagine there's going to be some interesting accessories. I mean, at the very least, the Takara does like to throw in their weird accessories into the mix to entice things.
Do you think they'll ship them in a block of ice?
Maybe. Also, I imagine the transformation will be super convoluted and non-intuitive.
Sure.
That seems to be a trend for the Masterpiece figures these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Mike, any interest in this Masterpiece Skyfire?
Hold on a second here, Charles. I got to issue a slight correction on you for the Trainbot comment you made.
Okay.
Charles loves being corrected.
I know. It happens so rarely. I need to savor these moments. You called it a sketch. It actually isn't a sketch. It is a 3D render.
Oh, my mistake. Apologies.
It's okay. Just don't let it happen again. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But it's that's not passive aggressive at all, is it?
You did your best, Charles. It's okay.
You just failed miserably.
All right. Anyway, okay. So I'm predicting $450 for the price.
Okay.
Does that sound like about right? Does that sound in the right ballpark there?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just looked up Phoenix's price. You can still get it for $300.
Yeah.
It is the same size, and everything you said, Daryl, 100% correct. It's still in the prototype stages. There's still going to be plenty of changes to it. I'm sure that the overall structure won't change too much, but detailing and all that. If you take a look at the prototype image, it's very smooth, unfinished looking. So I'm sure they'll have a ton of detail and everything in there and all that. So I'm not even going to worry about the plainness of the prototype. But let's pretend that it's it's sculpturally beautiful. There's a whole bunch of accessories and everything. I don't feel the need to spend an extra $150 if I can get a figure that is the same scale, same overall look for again $150 cheaper. What? Part of the draw of third-party stuff was that, yes, even though they were super expensive, they were the best versions of those figures. Now we're getting we've been getting Masterpiece figures that are more expensive than third-party, and in the end, look about the same. I mean, it's not really a comparison much anymore, so, Takara, I don't know what you're doing. I really don't know what you're doing. I like the look of the figure. It looks pretty nice. It looks like I expected to, but again, same thing. It's like we already have this. I'm not going to. And if it's over 400, then I'm out, completely out. If it's under 400, all right, first party, bunch of cool accessories, looks good, what have you, official. But once it gets beyond that, it's like, nope, I'm out. So, in terms of just how the figure looks, I like it. I mean, it's a prototype. You can't say too much about it, but I like it. Price is going to be the deciding factor on it. That's really all it is.
Fair enough. It does look like he has an Autobot symbol molded onto his chest there, as part of the mold, or does it? I mean, it looks like it's a little bit raised. I mean, this is a grainy image, but
yeah, it better be switchable.
Oh yeah, that's right. He should be. I'm a Decepticon.
I mean, if Takara's willing to bring in the little alien face masks from that one G1 episode,
yep,
and not have the switchable faction for him, then that's a lost opportunity.
All right. Well, that is all our toy topics, and so we will move on to trips to the store. This is where we show off all the cool Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition on YouTube. But we'll put the audio right here in the show so you can listen to us describe everything we got in loving detail. So without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
I unfortunately have to bow out again. I apologize. Nothing.
Lame.
Yeah, pretty lame. No, didn't get anything this week. Sorry, guys. But it gives me the opportunity to spotlight Mike. What'd you get, Mike?
Oh, that's me. I picked up this beefy boy right here. Oh, yeah. Yep, there we go. There I am. All right, good. I picked up this beefy guy over here on a Target sale. This is Siege Double Dealer. Now, I'm sure all of you have heard this before, know my disdain for $50, $60 leader class figures. Yep, but Target had it on sale for $24, $25. I was like, you know what? I can't pass that up. I can't pass that up at all. Someone in our Discord chat had posted it too when it came out, and I was like, you know what? I got to do this. I got to get that. And I did. And I'm happy with him. I like him. He's good. He's big. He's beefy. He's a big chunky boy. Whoa. His knees are a bit loose and he's falling on me. But yeah, so Siege Double Dealer after a long hiatus and not getting him. But you know what? I am going to take the spotlight for just one more minute because I got something else. Not Transformers related, but still awesome. Who is this? It's Batman. Yes. the DC Multiverse Batman figure, the Todd McFarlane line, I think.
Can we get this guy out of here? What the?
what do you think, Daryl?
Cut his mic.
Like
Cut
Batman?
his mic.
Look at that Batman. Look at that.
I like Batman. He's fine. He's just has no place in here. I can't believe Charles is allowing this to happen.
And you know what? He even transforms. Look at this. Transforms into totally different.
Are those swords? Batman has swords now?
Yes, he does.
Okay. I guess they're not guns. So it's okay, huh?
It's okay. He's got swords. I'm okay with that. All right. I'm good. Yes. Yes, Quattro. Bat sword.
Holy bat sword.
Those are my two things. Holy bat sword, Batman. Go ahead, Daryl.
All right. Here we go, Daryl. You're in the big window now.
All right. So back in like January, I pre-ordered this thing at EB Games. And I almost canceled the pre-order because it kept getting moved around. The EB Games store that I pre-ordered it at, it had to shut down because of the lockdown. So they moved my pre-order to another EB Games, and they said, "Oh, they'll call you when it's in." And I kept calling them, and they saying, "Oh, it keeps getting moved back because I don't know, maybe there was something, some kind of container ship stuck in a canal somewhere that maybe blocked everything." But anyway, so I have now Leader Class Megatron.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So I was in no real rush to get him. He's cool, but I kept the pre-order at EB Games because I get a discount there. So my edge card there gets me 5%, 10%. I don't know. It's a small percentage, but it adds up over time. So it's nice to get a discount on something that's this expensive. So yeah, I'll open him up eventually. But he looks pretty cool, and I enjoy seeing people's pictures of him. That I've opened theirs already, so he's cool. Probably the only Beast Wars figure I'm getting out of this whole line. Well, no, I have the Optimus Primal as well. But the other thing I wanted to show off this week is not Spider-Man or something else, but it keeps falling apart.
Just like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's fine. I can leave that on the ground. This figure takes the prize for what the fuck were they thinking about in the I'm gonna guess 90s, late 80s, early 90s. This is Action Master's Gut Cruncher. So
wow,
he's complete. Nice. Now the reason why I say what the fuck is because look at the size of this thing. Okay, this is a figure. Essentially, you're buying the ginormous vehicle it goes in. This is a figure, Gut Cruncher, who nobody would know who Gut Cruncher is when he comes out, because he's the only character that bears this name, at the time anyway, and he comes with a giant vehicle that references nothing. It's just his own vehicle. So they're two completely brand new things, which is great, but they're huge, which means he's going to be really expensive for the price point, right? So you're asking some kid or some grandma or mother to buy these things that a kid is going to have zero experience or reference to. So he's just like, oh, it says Transformers, it's got to be Transformers. And I commend Hasbro for sacking up and deciding to put something like this on the market, because this would have been a really hard sell at the time.
But did it say Transformers, or did it just say Action Masters? Did Action Masters have the Transformers branding on it, or was it just Action Masters?
I don't know. I mean, he's a Decepticon, so...
I'm pretty sure they said Transformers.
Yeah, pretty sure. But yeah, so he's, it's cool. It's it's got a lot of missiles and parts and stuff, but yeah, it's a wild thing, and it completely disassembles. It's all the pieces are here except for the one that keeps falling on the floor. Yeah, Gut Cruncher. I mean, there's all kinds of different bits and pieces for him. All this stuff comes apart, and yeah, it's wild. It's a wild thing. So
I wonder if they originally intended that to be like Starscream's Action Master vehicle. It kind of matches its color scheme a bit. Maybe just late in the design process they switched it out or something.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely an F-14 Tomcat. If you can see the wings, like it's the wings would have moved if this were an actual fully functioning plane thing, but it's not an F-15, that's for sure. But yeah, anyway, it's a weird little nostalgia trip. It's definitely one of those oddities from the late run of Transformers, and one that I am just surprised like crazy that they actually made something like this. So yeah, and then it's sold. So yeah,
it's called the Stratotronic Jet.
Yes, yeah. It's nuts.
And yes,
this beat is Stratotronic.
And yeah, Charles, I just saw the box artwork for it. Transformers is on there. It's actually bigger than the Action Master logo.
Oh, fair enough. Okay,
it's wild. I don't know what this thing would have retailed for at the time, but it would have had to have been expensive, right? Yeah. So I don't know, but this is it's a wild little thing that I've added to the collection now for G1 stuff, and it's cool. It could use with a re-stickering. There's some old stickers here that are kind of sliding off. There's one here on this side, the jet. There's one there.
Toyhacks.com.
Finding repro labels for that.
Yeah, I'll check Toy Hacks, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have this set. It's an odd one, but that's it. That's all I got this week.
All right, well, that's it for our trips to the store.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
All right, we're back from our trips to the store, and that will do it for this episode of Transmissions. As always, at the end of every show, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrions. So thank you once again to John 4X Levengood and Dinobot Maximize. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for continuing to support the show at our highest level. That really helps us out. And if you want to buy some merchandise from our TeePublic store, that's at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. We've got lots of cool shirt designs and masks and other stuff to get. So check it out. And if you buy anything from TeePublic through our link, that helps out the show. So transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And that'll do it for this episode. Thanks everyone for listening. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.